Good morning. Good morning. I will be right with you. I need to try to set up this correctly. Good morning, Shanoa. Good morning, Tammy, Carrie, I think I saw. All right. Let me try to get situated. I was rushing a little bit this morning. Long weekend. All right, good morning. I am Marquisa Williams. I am the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises. My passion is to help teams to build, run effectively, to help develop leaders, and to help others to find their purpose. So that's in a summary, in a nutshell, who I am. But my passion is all about people finding their purpose and helping our leaders to be more effective. You can find more information, which I just had up on the screen, information about me on my website, which is marquisawilliams.com. There you will find information about my workshops. You'll find information about things I have to offer and things I have about myself personally as well. But welcome everyone to this Monday morning leadership lift. I'm glad that you could join me this morning. If you don't mind, please share these scopes with your followers. For iPhone, you swipe to the left. For Droid, I believe it's up and down. Good morning, Tina. Good morning. So this whole this whole March, I wanted to think of a theme for the month of March, and everybody's talking about these brackets and March Madness and all of these things. Well, while I do like basketball, I just don't understand the whole concepts of the brackets and all of those things. But so I sat down at the table with Shanoa and some of the girls and my husband, and I said, "Tell me about it. Help me to understand this because I'm really trying to think about this whole concept of March Madness and how it ties into teams." Well, from my understanding is basically there's all these teams of basketball teams, and they compete until they dwindle down to the final two. Shanoa, if you're still there, show me some hearts or give me a comment. Tell me that I interpreted that correctly. But that's definitely the concept of teams. So I thought, why not talk about? Awesome. I'm glad I did you proud. Thank you very much. So I wanted to talk about teams, effective teams, and what that really looks like. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Tammy. Y'all watching together? Oh my gosh. Yay. Speaking of teams, they're two of my team. They're on my team. And my concept around team is I am not, well, while by title or hierarchy and things, I am the leader, but I sit down at the table with the people that are on my team, and we work together. And we'll talk about that too. We make decisions together, all of those wonderful things. So we'll talk about that. But I wanted to give Dawn and Tammy a shout out. They're actually out of town working right now. So that's a whole nother concept of team and being a leader and delegation and how that ties into their own development so that you're not running around like you're crazy. Others have an opportunity to develop and experience things even at the level that you're on. So that's a whole nother concept of team, and maybe we'll get into that as we go throughout the month, but I had to just share that. So as usual, I talk about, I want to always level set and give a definition of, my head is right where this lamp is. I want to block that glare. So I always give a definition of some topics that I want to talk about. So for the month of March, we're going to talk about teams. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. For those of you who are just joining, my name is Marquisa Williams. I am the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises, and my passion is really to develop leaders, help build teams, and structure. So I'm always excited about seeing others develop. So getting into the leadership lift this morning. So the definition of team, I have a few. One says a group of people who compete in a sport or game, or a group of people that are against another group. And then the second is a group of people who work together. So there's two key things to think about when I've read these definitions that I want to kind of bring out, is that there's an extreme contrast between these two. There's these teams that work against each other, and then these are the teams that work together. So either a team works together or against each other, unless, of course, we have competitive sports and activities where there's friendly, banter, and maybe not so much friendly banter. And then there is a team that consists, the key thing was that the key word in each definition was that it's a group of people. There's a group of people that come together. So the concept of this is that a team consists of more than just you, more than just me. There are no I's, as the phrase goes, there are no I's in the word team. Good morning, Patrice. Good morning. There is no I in team. So whether it's a bad team or competitive team or a team that works together, there still has to be more than just you that's involved with a team, all right? So I want to try to level set that. You can't have a team if it's all about you. If it's all about you and your agenda and what's going on with you. That's right. Thank you for the hearts early. Thank you so much for sharing the hearts there. So, however, with the individual teams, they still must work together to achieve the goal. So even if you have two basketball teams, for instance, or two football teams that are competing against each other, there's still two separate entities that must work together. So you have your, Eagles and you have the Cowboys, for instance. Within the Eagles team, there has to be cohesiveness. There has to be a plan. There has to be stuff going on there for them to accomplish the goal. And the same thing for, let's say, the Eagles team. Good morning, Christine. Good morning. Oh, your scope last week was so on point. I had to share that with someone who was going through some things. If y'all want to know more about being debt-free and financially lifted on financial burdens, check out Christine Roebuck. Christine, put your website up if you don't mind, and share with those who are watching this morning. I mean, she's on point with these finances and living your life debt free. I believe that's her tag, but I'd rather her put up the accurate information for that. Her scope was phenomenal last week. So follow her. She will give you some wonderful tips on being debt free. We're striving to live debt free in my home. It's challenging, but I still have to connect with my sister to get some more tips on how to become debt-free. So this morning, for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about the concept of team. So here we are. Amen. So how many of you, by a show of hearts or comment, know that working with anybody outside of yourself is challenging? If it's just you, okay. Yeah, you're working it out. You're thinking on your own. You're making your own ideas. But when you include one or more persons, things get very interesting, right? All right. So I shared the acronym of TEAM, which I started at the beginning. Together, everyone accomplishes more. But I wanted to share that. Hello, Moambi. Hey, Mo. Everyone accomplishes more because it's a healthy view of team. And that's what I'm striving to show you throughout this month about moving towards healthy team. So during this scope this month, I will provide you some insights about teams, on what healthy teams look like, and signs, also some signs of a healthy team and what that really looks like. But before we get into healthy and unhealthy teams and what that looks like, I want to talk about creating teams. We can't talk about healthy or unhealthy teams unless we begin to build one, right? We have to start somewhere. We have to actually build the team. So I want to talk a little bit about creating your team. Again, you cannot have a team with just yourself. It has to incorporate others into the equation for you to actually have a team. So there are some things that we need to consider when we are establishing a team or build a team. Most of you who are joining the scope this morning, you are part of a team. They're thinking about building a team. You already have your own business. You already have your own ministry, or you're just pondering the thought, about bringing a group of people together for a common purpose. It could be a community event. It could be something that you're just dealing with, on a personal level as well, not necessarily business or ministry, but just bringing a group of people together. So I want to give you some tips on where you should start as it relates to team. So the first thing you want to do is establish your mission, your vision, and your goals. You actually have to do that. That's actually an individual concept. Or an individual thing that you have to do on your own if you're starting your own business, you're starting your own ministry. I mean, you may bring people in for advice and wisdom to make sure it's structured, it makes sense, all of those things. But the key thing is, in order to have a team, you have to establish your mission, your vision, and your goal. If I didn't share that, I don't think I shared that before. I'm also a certified life coach, and I'm also a certified Christian counselor. So as I'm giving tips, I may share some biblical principles or some scriptures that will also tie in with this. And I wanted to share Habakkuk 2, verse 2, that talks about, and I'm paraphrasing that, it says, "Write the vision and make it plain so that those who read it, who are exposed to it, may take off with it and run and follow after your vision." So in order to start with building your team, you have to make your vision, your goal, your mission clear to those who you want to incorporate as you move forward. So that's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. Thank you, Christine, for sharing that. That it talks about writing the vision, making it plain so that those who read it may take off and follow it and know exactly where you're going. Good morning to those who you have just joined. Again, my name is Marquisa Williams. I'm the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises. So we're talking about team. So the first thing we said, establish your vision, mission, vision, and your goals. The other thing you want to consider is the type of people that you will need to help you to accomplish that goal or your vision. So when I say type of people, I mean the type of skill set that you want the people to have that's going to help you to accomplish the goal, their experience, and their expertise. You also want to consider their personalities and their temperament. Now, I'm not saying that we ever, in any case, we want to discriminate against anybody, because we're all unique. We all bring some value. We all bring things to the table. But when you're talking about establishing a team, you have to be intentional. You have to be purposeful in what you want to see to accomplish that goal. So while, it's equal opportunity for all, but we have to be strategic in who we bring into the equation as far as our team is concerned. So personality and temperament does make a difference. Those who that I work with, we are in an interview process right now for various positions, and we have to consider it all. We have to look at everything from their skill set, their personality. Will they be a right fit to accomplish the goal that we need in our business and on our teams? And then the other is, thank you for the hearts. If you're liking what I'm hearing, you're feeling what I'm saying, please, by show of agreement, show some hearts, make comments. This is a very engaging dialogue. I love Paris. That's why I love Periscope, because we can talk and we can share as well. So again, first things first, you want to establish your mission and goals. You want to look at the type of people you want on your team, their skill set, their experience, their personality. And then also you want to consider how well those people that you're thinking about will work together. And how would they work well with you? Just because they have the right skill set, that doesn't mean that they may work well with you. And I'm going to talk about that too, a little bit down in the scope. And then fourth, you want to make sure that they share your core values. And when I'm talking about core values, I'm not necessarily talking about your religion or things like that. I'm talking about, do they have the same passion as you do about whatever your vision and your goal is, about what your business or your ministry or your team is about? Do they share that same passion? Do they share those same core values about people? You have some people who are task-oriented, and that's fine. But if you're a people-oriented leader, and you have a group of task-oriented people around you who could care less about the people, they just look at people as numbers and things like that with no value to the people that they're serving or working with, you're going to run into a problem there. So you want to make sure that the people that you're considering to be a part of your team share the same core values as you do. So those are your 4 things in order to establish a team. There's several other facets to that, but I just want to give you a snippet of what that really can look like as you're thinking about establishing your team, your ministry, and your business. So some mistakes that leaders make. Good morning, Arthur 9005 AB. Good morning. Thank you for joining. So again, contrary to that, you're going to see mistakes that leaders make when you're establishing your team. They select people that are just like them. They select people on the team that are just like them. Again, we want to talk about core values, sharing the same passions, those type of things. But if they are just like you, they think just like you, yes, Ruth, yes, my sister, yes, absolutely. It's a big issue. It hinders diverse thinking. It hinders thinking outside of the box when you hire or have people on your team that thinks exactly like you. And then the other mistake that sometimes when establishing a team, we select a team of people who are just like each other, just like that analogy that I gave, that you have a group of people who are just task-oriented, and they're not in tune with you necessarily being a people-oriented leader. So if everybody is the same on the team, think the same, you're gonna bump heads. Everybody is going to be vying for to be on top, or their opinion is better than theirs, and so on. So it really requires that we bring people into our team that are different thinkers, who have the same core goal, common purpose, but have different foods of thought, different experiences, different backgrounds, down to the language, whatever that is. You want to have a diverse group of people. When we think about diversity, we're not just talking about race. We're not talking about necessarily gender. We're talking about skills and personalities and what they bring to the table to help the mission to come to fruition, to help the goal to be accomplished. So team, together everyone achieves more. Yes, different thinker, not a yes person. Yes, not yes, just yes people. That's another great thought, Christine, that I did not add in here. You don't want everyone just telling you yes. This is what comes to mind, okay? My team at work, I think they are the best team ever. I tell everyone all the time how I just really love my team. Everyone brings something different to the table. They challenge my thinking sometimes, because sometimes I'm in this silo and it needs to get done this way. And they just bring all these wonderful ideas to the table. I have one in particular that, and I always tease her, I'm putting you on blast, Dawn. She challenges me to think so differently, and I love that about her. That she says, she said, this is good, what you have, but did you think about this? And did you think about this person and how that's going to affect the downstream effect of things? And I'm like, oh my gosh, nope, I didn't think about that. So we bring her thoughts to the table and she shares it with the team. I don't take credit for that thought. I say, when we have our team meetings, hey, share it. This is what we came up with. Everyone brings, I have a person who's just very analytical. She just brings things to the table. And I have our peacemaker. All of those people help my team accomplish the goal. And I love that. I'm not offended when they question what my ideas. It's just a wonderful thing. But that's a whole nother concept as well, as far as being a leader in a team. Are you open to constructive criticism to those who are a part of your team? Are you able to take their feedback, or is it your way or the highway? Remember earlier on in the scope, I said, there is no I in team. You need everyone. You need all these diverse people, thinking, skill sets to be effective to accomplish a goal. No competition should be on the team. Bad competition, I want to say. There's some healthy competition. We do that to achieve a goal, with incentives and things like that. But meaning there should not just be one person who dictates everything on the team. So keep that in mind. There is no I in team. There is absolutely no I in team. Good morning for those of you who are joining. My name is Marquisa Williams. I'm the CEO and founder of Elevate Leadership Enterprises, and I just love talking about leadership concepts. I just love to see leaders develop and grow and to find their purpose. I love to help teams merge and build and to become effective in what they do. So this morning we're talking about teams. So again, we talked about the core values. Yes, Christine, accepting constructive criticism is a sign of a great leader. So I wanted to, so all of these things, all of these people, all of these gifts, all of these talents create a wonderful team. Yes, and maturity, you're correct. So again, I want to share a scripture concept around that for those of you who are building ministries. It comes from 1 Corinthians 12, and I'm going to speak to verse 1 and 4 through 6, and it says, and Paul is speaking to the church of Corinthians, of Corinth. Yes, absolutely right, absolutely right. So now it says, now concerning spiritual gifts or gifts, I do not want you to be uniformed. And we talked about that. He does not want us to be uniform. Now there are varieties of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are varieties of service, but the same Lord. And there are varieties of activities, but it is the same God who empowers them all and everyone. So you see how what I just mentioned ties in even with the scripture. We should not be uniform. Everyone should not look the same on our teams. There's a variety of gifts. There's but the same Spirit. So when we talk about the same Spirit, that equates to the same core values. That core values, keeping the main thing the main thing. So although there's varieties of gifts, we have the same Spirit, we have the same core values in order to move to accomplish what we need to set out to do. And by doing that and using all of the gifts, it empowers us. It empowers everyone in their gifting and their food of thought so that the goal can be accomplished. So yes, Tina, very, very important. Unity, I like that. Ref Dow, what is your name? What is your name? I've seen you a couple times. Thank you for that point. Yes, unity and not uniformity. That is very, very important. Good morning, Dave. All right, Dave, welcome, welcome. So this concept of team is just, I'm very passionate about, if you couldn't tell. I can go on and on and on about teams and how we should effectively lead. So as we go forward throughout the month, like I said, we're going to do this whole March Madness concept on teams, because that's what March Madness is about. The end result, there's champions. You know, someone gets the award, they get the championship or whatever happens at the end of that. But it takes teams to work together to accomplish that. So team, together, everyone achieves more. We're going to keep rolling with this concept every single Monday throughout our leadership list, because I think it's just very vital that we continue this whole talk about that. You know, we want to build a business, we want to have teams, we want to be a leader, but we need others to help us to accomplish the goal. So that's very, very important. Just going to take a peek real quick. I did not want to lose something that I wanted to share, a couple resources around team leadership and what that'll look like. So there are two resources that I want to share with you. One is one of my favorites, newfound favorites, which is The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. If someone could type that for me. The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And the author of the book is named Patrick Lencioni, Lencioni. The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. The title may throw you off with what you find in the concept. The concept is phenomenal. It talks about trust and identifying trust and what healthy leaders look like within a team. And then the second resource I want to share with you is Creating Effective Teams by Susan Whelan. Susan A. Whelan. Wheelan. Creating Effective Teams. And I love her book because she helps you to see the stages that your team is in. You know, we start off with a team, everyone's just getting a chance to know each other, you're getting a chance to know your team, and vice versa. So all of those things, I find that these might be helpful resources for you. Excuse me. Excuse me. That is, the name is spelled Wheelan, Susan Whelan, Wheelan. So I wanted to share this with you this morning just to kick off our March Madness in teams. Together, everyone achieves more or accomplishes more. You may see, some others may say, accomplishes more. So that is, in a nutshell, the scope for this morning about teams. So, just, you know, think about all the things that we said. If you're just joining and you missed some of these concepts, please, please, please go back and share with others who you might think these scopes may be useful. And also, you could go back to the replay here on Periscope as well. If you want to know more about my business, my ministry, go to MarquesaWilliams.com. There you will find more information about me, the workshops that I provide, and some of the consultations that I provide as well. Thank you so thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I was able to help you this morning with this concept. So next week, we're going to talk about, I'll just give you a heads up unless something changes, but I want to talk about working through or taking on teams that you actually did not build or create. Sometimes we walk into teams, especially on the job and in ministry, we take leadership of teams that we didn't necessarily build. So we're walking into people that we weren't as strategic as we would like to be with leading a team, but I want to give you some concepts on how we make that work and still become effective teams when we don't have a choice. So I thank you this morning for taking the time to follow and listen on Teams this morning. Thank you so much, Tina. So we'll talk about that more. I want to try to give some midweek reminders of what we spoke about on Mondays, just to keep it fresh in our minds, what I spoke about on Mondays. So I look forward to seeing you. Thank you and have a wonderful and marvelous Monday.